people feeling better, Timescore proposed. Maybe. Grump's voice didn't carry much hope, or if it did, it was the half-orc sort of hope that mostly centered on quick deaths and full stomachs. You know, it is always possible that other adventurers came through here before us and fixed the problem, Eric said. We know better than most how many of them are out there. This could be the town celebrating being saved. Thistle nodded, albeit slowly.
If that's the case, then we best resupply, grab some quick rest, and get back on the road. Crowds are bad for fugitives, and I'm never one to trust the good mood after a curse is beaten. Seen one too many of them toss out an after effect as a parting gift.
We could always just ride through the town entirely, Gabrielle suggested.
Sadly, I fear our foodstuffs are a bit lean, and by all accounts, it's another week's ride north to the next trading post. Unlike Solium and its density, Alcatham is a sprawling kingdom. We could turn west toward Cadence Hollow if we had to, though a city that size is something fugitives are best off avoiding.
No one asked why Thistle was familiar with this kingdom's terrain. All but Timescore knew the gnome had once traveled with a party of adventurers, so his curiously broad knowledge was simply dismissed as one of his peculiarities. Perhaps we'll get lucky and it's just an honest-to-goodness celebration, Eric said. We had those all the time back in Maplebark.
Aye, we did indeed.
Thistle said nothing more as he slid back into the saddle behind Grumpf. It would take Eric, all of them really, time to understand that more came with being an adventurer than mere danger and treasure. The very world seemed to react to the presence of adventurers differently, filling their paths with coincidence, plot, and potential death. Were they still simply Maplebark denizens playing at their roles, they might very well have happened upon a village's earnest celebrations. But since they had accepted the mantles of their once lies as truths, he strongly doubted they would have such fortune. Adventurers simply didn't possess that sort of luck. While Briarwillow wasn't having a full-blown festival, there could be no doubt that a celebration was certainly underway. The town square was dotted with tables laden down by food and mugs of ale. A makeshift company of farmers who'd once dreamed of traveling as bards were gathered in the center, playing their formerly stowed instruments with the fervor of those who are drunk on the joy of creating art. Shops had their doors wide open as people came and went, laughing with friends and strangers alike as the mood of the town seemed to virtually bubble with exuberance.
I don't trust it,
Thistle muttered softly, words quiet enough that only Grumpf could hear him. The others were smart, strong, and brave, but they lacked experience in playing things close to the vest. Until he knew the situation, Thistle was determined to keep his suspicions to himself. No sense in wrongly worrying the others or in making them so nervous that they started trouble on their own. Oh my gods. Do you all smell that? Eric was leaning so far forward that his ancient horse was bending slightly, its weary legs not ready for the shift in weight. That's food. Real cooked food. Does anyone even remember the last time we ate something that wasn't dried or hastily roasted above a fire?
Grumpf managed to make a stew about, 3 weeks ago,
Gabrielle reminded him. And delectable as that was, I think we can all agree it wasn't a substitute for real delicious cooking. Eric pulled himself back into his saddle through sheer force of will alone. His senses buzzed with all the activity, and his mind whirred as it calculated different places they might be attacked from. As much as he needed to unwind and enjoy some real cooking, it was a luxury they couldn't afford.
Seems to me there's only one thing to do, Thistle said. Let's stable the horses and see if we can trade these lovely people a few coins for some of that food.
Shouldn't we be more careful than that? Timescore asked.
Seeing as we have to buy supplies here anyway, we're already working off the assumption that the food won't be poisoned. Plus, everyone else seems to be eating it just fine. There is always the chance that they're either all immune to an ingredient or too far gone to care. But trying to get past here without stocking up is going to have us risking starvation in the woods. If I have to court death, I'll take the quick one over a lingering, painful experience.
Only Thistle could make eating at a town we know was recently plagued by magical sickness seem like the rational choice.
Gabrielle sighed. They were quickly drawing near to the town's actual street.